celebrating 16 years of Young Turks.
Social media has presented an opportunity to entrepreneurs to expand their services across India and beyond borders. I'm sure you all know the importance of using Facebook to grow your business. You realize that it can help you find new customers, but actually doing marketing on social media is a whole other story. To help you break through all the clutter on social media and actually start seeing results, we bring you Head of Facebook India, UMANG BEDI.
You know, there are more mobile phones in India than toothbrushes. There are more mobile phones in India than toilets. And there are more mobile phones in India than light bulbs. Literally, if you think about the three necessities of life, whether it is food, clothing, and shelter, popularly known as roti, kapda, and makan, that's getting redefined to roti, kapda, makan, and mobile. Data today in the range of 25 to 50 rupees a GB is amongst the lowest priced data markets in the world. And that's fueling consumption. So when you think about internet, more than 85 to 90% of all internet consumption in India is on mobile. And therefore, the internet is mobile, and mobile is the internet. And when you take that a little further, with over 450 million people connected to the internet, 400 million of which are on mobile, 1 billion plus mobile connections, the future looks really, really bright, right? I tend to look at India as three Indias. There is India 1. These are Indians who consume Amazon, Flipkart, they Uber rides, or they Ola their rides, and they consume services just like anyone in the West. Then there are 250-odd million Indians who reside in Tier 2, Tier 3, and Tier 4 markets. Now, this is the rising middle class who has dreams and aspirations, may not have the access, but it's being solved through the internet. And finally, after that India 2 story, there's India 3. There are 700 million Indians who live in rural India for whom, you know, today internet is not a way of life. So for brands and businesses in this room, the biggest opportunity is how do you work on building unique products and services that serve the distinct needs of India 1, India 2, and India 3. And believe you me, their needs are different. Let's just think about common terms that we use. So very often, we're guilty as an industry to talk about digital marketing. I don't think that's a really awesome word to describe what's happening in the industry. I tend to think of it not as digital marketing, but marketing in a digital or a mobile world. Let me give you a few statistics that are fairly interesting. An average Indian spends over 2.5 to 3 hours on his mobile phone, right? That's a fact. They unlock their phone over 100 times a day. 93% of the time that they're spending on the phone is in-app. And 44% of all commerce in this country, all commerce on electronic commerce is happening on a mobile phone, making us the #1 market again in the world for driving mobile commerce, right? Now, with that backdrop, my firm belief is that products and services are becoming mere commodities, right? The single biggest differentiator is experience. Experiences matter. Experiences drive value. And I would go to the extent of saying that experience is the new brand. And if experiences are the new brand in a mobile world, then customer journeys are the new product. The other thing, as we think about or think mobile first, is how are we getting return on investments on everything that we're doing on mobile? And so I think the opportunity for the industry is to really move to a people-based measurement system, which is based on real people, on real identities, moving away from cookies to real people, moving away from just clicks to really tracking and driving conversion, and moving away from jargon like CTR, CPM, CPMM, CPVs to really return on investment. At Facebook, we find ourselves at the epicenter of this entire experience. And I think our mission as a company over the last 10 years has really been to help make the world more open and connected. India is the most strategic country in the world for Facebook today. It is the second largest country in terms of people. We have over 184 million people on the platform, 97% of which come on mobile only. And interestingly, that sets us up with a nice platform to connect businesses to the people that matter. We essentially do three things while working with large and small businesses. The first is we're amongst the single largest reach aggregators in the country. And so we offer more than 5 points of incremental reach at 1/7 the cost of television. And when it's coming to driving real-world sales, the impact is amazing. And you would potentially think that that impact can only come with online businesses. It's fascinating the kind of work we're doing with offline businesses today. So when you think about it, Tata Housing, for instance, sold 250 homes on a single day on the platform. Renault, Ford, Mustang, which is out there, different car manufacturers, BMW, Audi, Merck, have not only done brand launches on the platform, but sold lots of vehicles. The interesting part for me here is when you're talking about driving value, it's also about driving social value. Recently, one of the biggest problems that we face in India and across the world is a problem of women trafficking, right? It's a $150 billion industry. And in India, it pains me to say this, but every 8 minutes, a woman disappears. A girl disappears. And the first 24 hours are absolutely critical. If she is not found in 24 hours, she's gone and lost into the flesh trade, right? And so we worked with Justice and Care, which is an NGO based in Bombay, and we ran a campaign called Gone Girl, where we used the ephemeral nature of Instagram stories that disappear every 24 hours to track that life of what that girl's life could be. And what's amazing? We had over 18 million of these impressions served, but we ended up rescuing 4,500 women through this platform. So to talk more about how some of the most amazing brands have built their business on social media, on Facebook, I have the privilege of actually talking about two businesses and inviting both of them on stage. So ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming the founder and COO of Flyrobe, Pranay SURANA. SUCHI MUKHERJEE, founder and CEO of LimeRoad. Let me just start it off by asking you both the same question. Talk to me about the mission of the company. Why do you exist? What is this big, unmet, unsolved need that you're trying to solve for?
Think about two statistics. India accounts for 21% of global production of apparel. Think also, India only has 125 apparel brands of scale. I add one more to it. There are 20 million SMEs today engaged in the physical act of manufacturing in apparel and footwear. 20 million SMEs. We've got 125 brands. Something must be broken. The problem is we have a lot of capability in apparel. We are one of the world's largest exporters. We're number 3 still. And none of this can really reach the domestic market, and sellers need a lot of help. So we looked at this beautiful market, and we decided to inject technology for the first time into the world of apparel. So if you're a seller on LimeRoad, you get help, extensive help in building fashion brands. That's it. That's our raison d'etre.
Awesome. Thank you. Pranay?
So what we're doing is disrupting the occasion wear market in India through rentals. Whatever you wear is going to get seldom worn again, and it's going to be pretty expensive. That will burn a hole in your pocket. We think we rent that out at a fraction of the MRP.
So tell me, for both of your businesses, how did you start driving awareness, right? What did you do? How did you reach out to customers? Any stories, any magical moments, key learnings?
And I'll just tell you one story. There's this girl in Kethal who discovered LimeRoad. And she started making these fashion stories. And she really, really got traction. She got 10,000 followers. She all of a sudden had accumulated 1 lakh Indian rupees of credits that was coming from just selling the stuff that she was creating. And she said, I have just one request. And she said, look, I've got this 1 lakh rupee of credits. I'm never going to burn through it. But you know what? My phone isn't cool or sexy or fast. Can you buy me a 5,000 rupee, I think it was Oppo, and take away all my credits? It's the best ROI swap we've ever done. We gave her a mobile phone, and bless her, that girl went from 10,000 followers to 20,000 followers in 15 days. That's our biggest marketing, or our first initial marketing.
What we did was, in our friend circle, we picked some 70-odd women, And the criteria of picking them was each of them should have 2,000 plus friends on Facebook, and each woman should be getting 300 plus likes on their display pictures. What we'll do is we'll click a great picture of yours at a great location. Fashion Photographers is sponsored by us. And why don't you just put up that picture on the social media and write something about us? Every woman is happy to get clicked by a fashion photographer, right? And the kind of response we got, because these are 70 women, each having 2,000 different distinct friends. So boom, 1.5 lakh audience reached by sponsoring a 2-day worth of photo shoot. And that set the ball rolling for us.
Tell me about how you use Facebook and Instagram. What's it done for your business? Does it really work? Was that a whole lot of BS that I spoke about a little while ago?
I'm just happy to tell you that, frankly, UMANG's channel is the highest ROI channel for us. I am credibly told by UMANG and his team that bar one other company, we have the lowest cost of acquisition in all of India.
So Instagram works like magic for us. The beauty with Instagram is that a business talks to a consumer in the same way that a consumer talks to consumer or a friend talks to consumer.
One fun fact that I didn't tell you about them is that they're both ex-investment bankers, right? And they've built successful businesses that are profitable. And that's pretty rare in today's time. So a huge thank you on behalf of CNBC, Shireen, myself. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Why would you ever quit the entertainment business when the business of entertainment itself is this entertainment?
Celebrating 16 years of Young Turks.